Hey up everyone, welcome to Yorkshire Gamer's monthly Wargames update, and this one is for April 2021. And rather than a mug of tea that we normally have, we've got a glass of whisky today in our lovely Bradford City whisky glass. And we're having a whisky because this is the 12th monthly update, so we've been going for a year. So cheers everyone, thanks very much for watching, much appreciated. That is reet lovely. And if you don't know, this is Lefroy, my favourite whisky, 10-year-old single malt from Islay. This is proper hardcore stuff. It's very peaty, smoky, very, very flavoursome, and very, very much not everyone's cup of tea. Very funny though, it's a whisky. It's a great stuff, and maybe from now on I'll feature a whisky every month. But this is, as you can see, nice golden colour, really strong taste, and it smells of the sea. So never mind me drinking and rambling on. Let's go and have a look at what we painted this month. So let's have a look at the stuff that I've painted this month. And usually April is a bit of a dead month for me because I've just finished the Analog Hobbies Paint Challenge on the 21st of March, and I'm painted out and I struggle to get anything else done. But I've cracked on this time. I think it's because I need to get some units finished for my Italian Wars project. If you don't know, I'm putting a book together on wargaming the Italian Wars. So I need some units for photographs and games, etc. And this is the first one of those. So I'm going to be ploughing through Italian Wars for the next couple of months, I would think, maybe even longer. And so people seem to like it. It's the biggest views on this channel is the Papal Army video. So hopefully you'll like this lot as it comes through, the new armies. So this is the first new unit, and these are city-state militia archers, and they're painted up in a yellow and blue livery. As you can see there, they are from Perry's Miniatures, and they are metal. They sell a set of mercenary archers, and as well as those mercenary archers, I've got some of the Italian command figures in there. They're all metal, there's no plastics in there. And the flag is that of the city of Urbino, and apparently it should have a single eagle head on the flag rather than a double, but that's the fault of the people who made the flag, not me. I didn't paint that. So that is unit number 1. Unit number 2, and it's quite great, these gendarmes, or men-at-arms, heavy cavalry, whatever you wish to call them, because they're only 6 figures, which is great. So it's nice and easy to knock through some units rather than a sort of a 36-figure Napoleonic cavalry regiment. So 6 figures to a unit with these, and these are the Perry's plastic men-at-arms, and they've been painted up in just a general heavy cavalry unit for the city of Milan. And you can see the flags here. These are from Pete's flags. Let's get some light on the action. Beautiful flags to go with the beautiful Perry's figures. I do like painting knights because silver is a lot of technique and not a lot of talent. So I can, once I've done the horses, I can crack through them and get them done. And then the horses for what I do with all the men-at-arms units. I have 2 bases of unarmoured horses, and then I'll do the centre command stand, if you like, with a barded horse that I'll paint rather than just leave as armour, and I'll do something on there that reflects the flags that are on that unit. So we've got the Milanese red, white, and green markings on the side of the horses, and I'm quite happy with these. They've come out really, really nicely. And one of the horses, I can't remember which one it is now, but one of the horses is a little bit dodgy in terms of braking, and I've had one, I think it's this one. Yeah, it's just on these two inside hooves here, and I've had one of this hoof go before, so I'm going to be pinning those horses in due course. But that's Unit 2, a unit of Milanese men-at-arms. And the second unit, the third unit, is another unit of men-at-arms. And this is from Condottieri, just before the time of the Italian Wars, called Piccolino. And I've just used flags relating to his family, and they're all red, so I've gone for an all red look on the cavalry with a bit of white here and there. And then for the barding on these, on the command, just really, really straightforward red with some old gold on there to make it look a bit posh. Just have brought these guys up to have a look. The trumpet's fallen off the guy in the middle, which was a bit annoying, but there we go. So you could probably just see that. I love the face on this guy here. On this guy, really, really, that's come out really, really well. Really, really happy with that. So that's another unit of gendarme for my Italian Wars, and just one small unit to finish off. The final unit, I say unit, the final piece really is this bit of artillery. It's a large bombard from Wargames Foundry, and I don't know, I must have bought loads of these because I keep finding them in Perry boxes. Because what I tend to do is when I get stuff in, I'll clean all the flash off, get it primed, and then I'll put it in a box. Normally somewhere where I know where it is, but I just keep finding boxes with Italian Wars artillery. It's a bit of a beast, this guy, and as you can see, look at the barrel on that. As they say, misses, and some lovely little details on there. There's the cannonballs on the floor and the coat on the spade there. Really like that model, it's come out quite nicely, and that will go in my Italian Wars artillery train. So that's everything that we've painted up and completed this month. Let's have a look at work in progress. So here we go, here's the work in progress, and these are the cavalry that were in one of the boxes that were in last month's monthly update. When I shoved them all past the screen with all the painted cavalry. Well, I'm actually painting these now, and we've got reasonably far with these. All the bases are nearly done. This base here is finished. We'll have a look at that more closely in a minute. I tend to do a one base as like a tester and get it all done, just to make sure I'm happy with the colours that I'm going to use for a particular unit. And then I've painted all the horses in oils already. I just needed to do all the horse furniture, all the saddle cloth, etc., and reins. So that's all been done on all the horses. So all the horses are finished and varnished. I'm halfway through the base work on everything else, and I've started work on 4 of the riders, these 2 bases at the back here, which will make a 3, and then I'll do the rest of them as we go along. It was an interesting one with posing these figures on the bases because we've got firing arquebus, and I'm not going to bother getting into an argument about whether you can or you can't, or you can reload or whatever. These are the figures that, I forgot to say, they are 28mm, Tag figures. These are the figures that Tag make, and I do think they're brilliant. But you're stuck with that firing to one side pose, which makes it a bit difficult. So these front bases here are kind of as if they've paused to shoot, and the horse is turned to one side, because otherwise everyone would be shooting off onto the flank, which is probably where one of their mates are. So I'm quite happy with the way they look, actually. It's going to be a bit different when they're walking across the table or moving, but you can't have everything, can you? That's the unit at the start. The flag here is from Giovanni Medici, his band of warriors. They later became the Black Band, or one of the Black Bands, but Giovanni's Black Band are very famous and were allegedly the first unit to use Mounted Arquebus. But of course, they became a Black Band after he died, and he's still alive at this particular point in time. I'm basing my livery or clothing of the troops around the colours in the flag. That's what I always do. We don't know exactly what they wore. Very unlikely they would have a uniform, but I just base the clothing around the colours in the flag and mix and match the I'll paint yellow trousers on one, white trousers on another with blue stripes, red trousers on another with yellow stripes. I'll do a yellow centre body with the red Medici banker's balls, or I will do a white centrepiece with a blue Milanese snake on, whatever comes out from my mind when I'm painting a particular figure. We'll just have a quick look, or a closer look, at the finished base. So there we go, there's a close-up on the finished base. I do quite like that pose, that firing pose. And this angle, really nice look at the face, looking down the gun. Very, very nice figure. Painting up really, really well. Lots of folds in the clothing with which to work and get shadow on. And very happy with these. And it won't be that long. I would imagine I'll finish them in the next couple of days, get the unit done and dusted, and it'll be a lovely addition to my Italian Wars army. So next up, let's have a look how much we've spent, and it's a lot. I've had a bit of a mad month, so let's go and have a look what we've spent. How much? How much? I've spent a lot this month. I've been a naughty boy, and the wife was away when some of this arrived as well. So it's going to be a bit of a long bit this month on what's coming to the games room, and we'll go through each of these lovely boxes individually. So if you watched last month, you'll have seen the start of some 15mm modern stuff. I'm just dipping my toe in the water at the moment with it, and last month I picked up the Oil War book for Team Yankee, which is, I'm probably not going to use the Team Yankee rules, but as a source book, the Oil War is very, very nice. And I've picked up a few bits and pieces since we were last here for Team Yankee. I've picked up a box of Israeli infantry, and these are very nice, and I have to say the 15mm, I think they're in a small 15mm as well. If we can get a focus in on there, we've got there we go, got some pretty nice detail on those. Israeli infantry for the mid-1980s, and let's see whether my eyes will work and I can still paint those up. There's about 40 or 50 in there, I think, in that box. Box of Israeli dice, just because I needed to get something over a free postage thing. Come back to that in a minute. And box of 5 M60 Israeli variants, the Magak 6. to go with the 3 Merkers I've got already. Do like these boxes if you've not seen Team Yankee stuff before. They're reasonably priced when compared to the old Skytrex metals. You can pick these up for about 22 quid for 5 models, for 5 quid a pop, so it's not too bad. Really nice detail on the sprues, and you get 5 tanks in that particular box, and then you also get these lovely laminated cards for the units that give you all the stats if you're going to play Team Yankee. And also, if I can find them, there we go, you get a little decal sheet for the tanks as well. So good value that. I like these. So back to this box, T64 Company. This has caused all sorts of trouble this month, and I'll tell you why in a minute. There's a lad on the Twitters, Richard Naylor, lovely lad. We've been messaging backwards and forwards over Twitter for a while, and talking about Team Yankee and some stuff that I've ordered from Element Games that still hasn't arrived yet. And he said, "Oh, I've got a spare company of T64s for Team Yankee." And I thought, "Oh, brilliant, I'll have them." And here's where it starts to go wrong. I didn't realise before I got them off Richard that the Russians didn't export T64s. They only exported T62s and 72s. So a bit of an issue there, but I'm going to use them anyway because it's kind of a fictitious mid-1980s game that I'm playing anyway. So we're going to use those. But that led on to Richard saying, "I've got some 15mm World War II tanks if you're interested." And let's have a look at where that conversation went. So a couple of minutes ago, I showed a wide picture of everything, and there was a ginormous Amazon box. This is where it went. So I'm doing 50mm Kursk World War II, if you remember. I did them last summer, and just because of lockdown, we've not had any games with them, and they've kind of gone under a box under the table, and I was putting them to one side just to see what the guys here wanted to do with them when they arrived. So this is what I've bought, and there's a lot. First up, Russian JS2 tanks. I don't need those, they're too late, so they're going to go on the too late pile. But it was easier just to buy everything off Richard. I think it was him messing about and me messing about as well. KV1s, I need some of these, so that's great. We'll be using those. And another one, another one, another one. So 4 KV1s, very useful. In here, got a box of 231 German armoured cars, very useful. They shall join the battlefield. Pack 40s, box packs 40s, which were kind of coming in around Kursk, I think, but I'll more than likely do these as pack 38s, and got toes as well, which is great. Box of Panthers, and who doesn't love a Panther tank? They are ace. But 2 boxes of Panthers, 3 boxes of Panthers. So the Panther had just came in to service for Kursk and saw action at Kursk. I think off the top of my head they were about 200 in action. I've already got 5, so I'm probably going to struggle to use all these, to be honest. So I'm going to put 2 Panther tank on the go pile and 1 Panther on the build pile. T-70 Russian tanks, we need those always. Su-76. This particular version wasn't in use at Kursk. It was the version that was enclosed at the back and slightly different, but I'm going to use it because I've already got 5 of these, so they're going on the Kursk pile. An SU-100, well later than Kursk, and a T-26, well short of Kursk, so they shall go on the reject pile. Well, not reject pile, but you know what I mean. There's a couple of T-34s in that box. Who doesn't want one of these? I've already got 4. I should probably really ditch these, but another 3 Tigers. Go on, man. My favourite tank by a long, long way. Some Flames of War 10s, SDK FZ 10s. Always handy to have a bit of transport. 251D. I think these might be a bit late because the other ones that I've bought are 251Cs. I'll have a look at that and do a bit of digging, see whether I can or can't use those. Box Panzer IVs. Everyone needs a box Panzer IVs. In fact, everyone needs 2 boxes of Panzer IVs. We're nearly finished, promise. Some Russian 45mm anti-tank guns, definitely get using those. Some more 10s. Some T-34s. In fact, we've got 15 T-34s plus the other 2, that's 17. And SU-152. So there we go. I'll see if I can zoom back. There we go. Rather a lot, as you can see. I'm not going to do anything with these for a while, but they've certainly bumped up the Kursk project to the next level, so to speak. Thanks very much, Richard. We did a really good deal on that, and I'm happy with it, and you're happy with it as well. And if you know Yorkshire Gamer, then these will get built, these will get painted, and these will get played with. Got a little bit of stuff over here that is a little bit too late for me, so I'll try and move those on in due course. So let's have a look at one of the 2 remaining boxes that came in this month. So, we paid all that money out, and here's the second box that came in from the official terrain supplier to Yorkshire Gamer, the Last Valley, and we've ordered some of these lovely, lovely things. They are dry waddy beds, and this is dry waddy end, and a couple of those bad boys. And I've not unpacked all of this because unfortunately I've been quite unwell with the reaction to my COVID vaccine. I'm getting a little bit better now, but I was very, very poorly for a while. So I've not unboxed these. We have an Oasis, which is rather lovely. And then lots of these little 45-degree bends. And some of these 1 foot sections, which I showed you one of these last month. I sort of like bought a tester one of them just to see what they were like, and was very, very impressed. So I've bought enough to do 12 foot plus bits and pieces. So I've got 12 of these. I think I've got 4 or 5 of these. Couple of the ends and the Oasis as well. So you're going to see these at Yorkshire Gamer Games over the coming months once we start gaming again. Hooray! And I think they're going to be a really nice addition to the Yorkshire Gamer table. So that's the Last Valley and Dry Bed Waddies. So there we go, final box, I promise. I don't normally buy this stuff. It's gone a little bit crazy this month. The first load of stuff the Team Yankee, a couple of boxes. I probably bought them anyway. The massive box of World War II stuff just came as an opportunity. Too good to miss. And the terrain was something that I was ordered anyway. And as you know, I'm up in the terrain here. I'm going to speak to Andy at Last Valley about some hills coming up. So it's funny how wargamers think, isn't it? This next purchase is what I call essential, and you'll have seen the new Italian Wars units earlier on in the in this feature, and I needed some more stuff for some units that I worked on. So put an order in for these two Perrys 2 days ago, and here they are at my doorstep. Element Games. Take a listen. So they have only just arrived through the post, so I've not had a look, and there's some new stuff in here for me. So we have got these guys, and these are westernised Stradiots. I haven't got any of these, so they come with 6 figures, and they are 3 that are holding lance or similar, and then we've got, so you see them there, so that's typical Perry's awesomeness. So there's 3 guys with open arms, and then there's 3 guys who are in various methods of firing bows. So I've bought a number of those, enough so that I can get a full unit of Stradiots. So another EA30 that box is. So couple of boxes of them, and another box of them. And then what have we got here? EA26. I don't remember what I bought. So these are Stradiot Command, and you'll have seen these probably before with some of my other Stradiots. Great figures, great figures. And so what I'm going to do is I've got a couple of these, a couple of boxes of those. You get 3 figures with horses. With the EA26, and there we go, another box of EA26. So that's 2 command, and then we're going to split these up, and because there's 6 figures in each of these, so that we get 2 units of 12. So there'll be a unit of 12 bow armed and a unit of 12 with hand weapons. So still a few more boxes to go. EA33 is all over the floor. Oh dear. Practice before you do these. This is the last live opening I'm going to do. These are Swiss Command figures, and some really nice figures. And look at the detail on that lad. That straight away, that's going to paint up brilliantly with my technique. And there's got bagpipes there. Swiss used to strangle the cats as well as the Scots. And then there's a couple of these guys, just like officer types. And the pipe block that I'm building at the moment is Swiss. And I just needed some command figures, so there those. There is one more who is clearly on the floor, and I'll just go and retrieve him before we get lost, so I do apologise. And he's a lovely guy as well, look at that. So that's going to go straight into a pipe block that's already been built. And then what else have we? I can't remember what else I bought. EA24 is yes, shields, oval shields. What I'm doing is I'm building up a unit of Italian city-state spearmen. You'll have seen the archers earlier on. and I've built them up from the mercenary box set using, would you believe, the figures that are normally converted for hand weapons, but I've got the spears from the Agincourt French infantry set and made them up as spearmen, and I'm going to use these shields. So that's handy. I can go straight downstairs for spraying, and then in here we've got a unit of regular Italian command who will go on to the other pipe block that I'm working on, which is going to be a city-state one. Apologies for the unwrapping. Oh, it's like Christmas, isn't it? It's like Christmas. There we go. I've got a big box of these. These are the horses for the metal Stradiates. The command comes with metal horses, but the ordinary guys come without. So there you go. So that's everything that's come into Yorkshire Gamer this month, and it's rather a lot. And I think I'll be buying less next month. And it's time to check the scores on doors again. And another interesting month, another very interesting month. A few things to talk about. Everything's up again, which is good. Facebook ticking along, as we've said for the last 3 or 4 months. I think I've reached everyone I'm going to reach on there. Twitter's up 56, which is about average. Lots of really, really great interactions on Twitter. Sean Clark from God's Own Scale, Storm of Steel Wargaming, Richard Naylor, who told me all that stuff earlier on, SMYG Painter, I think it is another one, Living History is another one, Nick from Two Fat Lardies, so many great people on. Henry, of course, Henry Hyde. So many great people on Twitter. It really is a pleasure to be on there. Lots of help from people. If you're not on Twitter, if you don't follow me, then just go on there. It's a lot of negativity around Twitter, but if you just focus your Twitter feed on gaming, you'll find there's a lot of really, really helpful people out there. There's some idiots on Warhammer stuff, but just stay away from Warhammer, and you will be fine. So that's the Twitter, and then once again, we went up 230 odd last month on Instagram. I've gone up 354 on Instagram. I'm nearly on 1500 now. I have absolutely no idea what I've done. Absolutely no idea. I'm posting the same sort of stuff that I've posted for ages. I must have just cracked some seal on whatever way the computer shows photographs, and they must be just getting out to more and more people, and people are liking them. So what can I say? I'm an Instagram sensation. Well, not quite. I think people have like 3 or 4 million, don't they? 6 million. But in Wargames terms, that's quite a lot. And as I've said before, there's a lot more interaction on Insta. It tends to be just likes rather than questions or whatever. But gobsmacked, absolutely gobsmacked. YouTube's had a good month as well. I thought I'd really done nothing on YouTube recently. The last few posts or videos I've put up haven't been particularly popular. The Spanish Civil War playthrough, it's not had massive amount of hits. I think that's mostly down to the subject matter. People just don't game the Spanish Civil War, which is a real shame because it's a fantastic period to game. So if you've not watched that, please give it a go. Explains the rules that we use here, and there's a link to download our play sheet, and I think you'd enjoy it, really do. And then I've been putting up the podcasts, which we'll talk about in a minute. I've been putting those up on YouTube as well, and the last one I that's gone up on there with Dr. Chris Brown, it's very long. It's 2 hours 20 minutes, which is more than I would normally do. But a very interesting guy, Chris. It's worth listening to in sections. So we'll come on to the podcast now. We're up 18, 78 after that initial burst of 60 in the first month. We've kept growing a little bit, and we've had some great listening figures to it. And episode 5 will be out on this coming Friday, which is April the 22nd, maybe. And that's with Mark Freeth from the Wargames Holiday Centre. I've not edited it into the final version yet, but I had a really good chat with Mark, and I'm hoping the sound quality is going to be what I want. I'm looking forward to this episode coming out. It's going to be really good. And if you've not aware, my original plan was to do 5 podcasts and see where we were, and I announced on my last podcast that we were going to carry on and go for at least a year, because I've paid for a year now, and we're tight in Yorkshire, so we make sure we get our money's worth. And the next 2 guests are booked in for episodes 6 and 7, and then I've got a big long list of people I want to speak to in the coming months. And at the moment, I'm thinking probably I'm going to do one every 3 weeks. I don't want to. At the moment, I'm really enthusiastic for it, and one every 2 weeks would be brilliant. But I am noticing that there's very little time in between the episodes, getting them organised, getting them recorded, getting them edited, getting them out. 2 weeks is a reasonable time to do that, but there isn't a break. So I think 3 weeks is probably the best thing. So that's what I'm going to aim for, and we'll see where we get on from there. So if you are following me on any of these, once again, thank you very much. Thanks for all your likes and comments, the vast majority of them positive. And if I can help anyone with anything, with the gaming, with the painting, any questions about anything that I do here, then contact me through any of these, or use my email, Yarkshire Gamer at gmail.com, and I'll try and help as best I can. I'm not a business, I'm just a gamer, and I enjoy sharing my stuff. I enjoy sharing the experience that I've got in both painting and gaming. So please, if you've got any questions, I'll try and help you. So it's just left for me to finish the outro. So there we go, that's the end of this month's update. And just leave you with this close-up on the Yarkshire TV cameraman Bill, and he's just taking some close-ups of our latest unit, the Mounted Arquebus for the Italian Wars. And things looking fairly positive. It's looking like lockdown is coming to an end. I have, again, tentatively penciled in here for the first Thursday after lockdown eases again on May the 17th, where we're allowed 6 people inside from different households. So we're going to take advantage of that straight away. We've all been vaccinated, the people who come here. We'll have the windows open. We'll freeze to death in true Yorkshire style, but we're all hardy northern folk up here. So we will manage. So I'm really looking forward to that. I've not decided what game we're going to play yet. There's lots of options, but I think I'm going to go for something that we're all very familiar with, probably Spanish Civil War, maybe World War II Desert, just to get us back in. And then we've got a full day planned for the weekend afterwards. And I hope, fingers crossed, that will be us up and gaming then for the foreseeable future. We've got a new guy, hopefully, who's an old friend of mine who I had no idea was into gaming, and I met him on holiday last year in Edinburgh, and he said, "Oh, I do a bit of gaming." Oh my god! So hopefully Nick is going to be coming along to join the Yorkshire Gamer crew, and it'll be lovely to have another member here gaming regularly. And I'm sure everyone out there is looking forward to getting some face-to-face gaming done. And it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be brilliant, and I'm looking forward to reporting from the games that we do here at Yorkshire Gamer. So thanks again for listening. Siddy.